Um, I'm sorry about that. But anyway, back to the point. I am going to be well, not rebuilding, but there was this fan that gives me an idea of rebuilding the Texans before Bill O'Brien ruined the team. So we got well, not everybody obviously, but the returning players of Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, J.J. Watt, Javon Clowney, and Tyrann Mathieu. Also all in their normal ages. So like J.J. Watt's like 27, 28. Tyrann Mathieu is 27. Javon Clowney is 26. Deshaun Watson's 24. He's also 26. So they're like in their primes and starting to progress. But we also got a couple other pieces that in the modern day that they have. For example, Davian Pierce. We're not including in 2023 off season. We're going just back in time to 2022 and pretending that they had all these players still. Lavian Tunzel. Uh, that's kind of it on offense. I guess that's a Brandon Cooks. Derek Stingley, Jaron Petrie, but I mean that's kind of it, unfortunately. So this is going to be a very interesting rebuild, seeing how this team can go from being terrible to being good. So yeah, but before we head in, I'm gonna go just mess around with my settings. And yeah. We're gonna simulate to the postseason. I mean, I have a good feeling that this team can make it to the postseason. I mean, again, this group did make it to the postseason after all. So, yeah. Now, I don't think Tyrann Mathieu was involved with the Bill O'Brien nonsense. I don't think he was. But he kind of was somewhat. Also, we're also keeping all the draft picks, even including the Sean Watson trade, because that doesn't make any sense in my book. So, yeah. But I'm curious to see how this franchise is, and can we build this team to make it to a Super Bowl? I have all of these guys, by the way, on their like a rookie contract type of scale. Um, just because I don't want to look up about how long their contracts and what were their contracts during the time, and yeah, it's kind of just me being lazy somewhat, but I'm really curious to see how this franchise is going to turn out, like with these players now back in their primes. So will they make this team somehow win their first Super Bowl as the youngest franchise, or will this team consecutively maybe make it to playoffs, but not quite Super Bowls, or just what? Like I'm honestly really curious. You know, actually, let's make it fully auto. Let's see. I want to see how they draft and stuff like that. We're gonna simulate this for 3 to 5 years just to find out what happens. So heading into week 6, aka bye week, we're 2-3. Not an excessively good start, but again, this was like one of the worst teams this year. So it's not entirely their fault, but yeah. Again, this is kind of just Bill O'Brien's fault. Um, but we're headed in 2-3. But I mean, it's promising. So we're heading in with one of the worst offenses in the league and one of the worst defenses in the league. Oof, that's a yikes. Second worst defense with the sixth worst offense. I mean, again, like, I guess it is understandable because, like, you have arguably one of the worst teams in the league, and just adding, like, a few superstars aren't gonna fix the entire team. I'm also curious to see how their development goes, because they all are decently still young right now. So, who knows? Like, will JJ Watt, like, will any of these guys even make it into the, like, how would they get Pro Bowls? Will they get MVPs, offensive MVPs, like anything? I'm curious. But we're gonna go simulate the mid-season. We're gonna see how the next 2 weeks, I guess, go, and I guess see if this team might make it to the playoffs or not. I mean, I won't be shocked if they don't, because, like, again, it's just like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new superstars, where you only had 2 before. So, I don't really think it's their fault. And they lost 2 games straight. Actually, never mind, they lost 1 game. Never mind. But, on the plus side, at least they might get a good draft pick this year. I mean, this is honestly a little interesting since they're not even in a good division, really. So, yeah. But they do end up having to hold one of 2 top 15 picks. One of them are nearly in the top 5. So they could get another generational player. I think this could definitely be a big, big beast buff defense. But, let's go see, like, a couple of weeks. And that's gonna give me the determined factor, like, okay, this team is not gonna make it to the playoffs. So. Yeah. We beat Tennessee, which that somewhat gives us an advantage versus them in the division, so we can still make it to the playoffs so far. Somewhat, again. We beat the Eagles, so now we're just going on a rampage. 2 wins in a row. We are currently winning the division, but we're going against the same division, well, the same record in Giants. And we win again. Wow. 3 wins in a row. But we do get an injury report. So one player is indeed injured. And Kenyon Green is hurt. But Derek Rivers doesn't really matter that much. But Kenyon Green does somewhat. Because in this game, he's not like a 30, 43 overall where he really kind of should be. We got a breakout DB. I'm not even interested. I'm going to let the CPU do that stuff. But this team, they're getting on the right track. There are 3 in a row right now. Yes, their offense for some reason still sucks. For some reason. But their defense, it's in the mid category. It's kind of like, I mean, last week was just an amazing game for both sides. Offense, they did great, while the defense also did great in only allowing a touchdown. Now we win again against Washington. Wow. This is very interesting. Are we actually going to make it to the playoffs? Like, are we actually going to make it to the postseason? Like, that would be very interesting. Now, we finally lost our foot and lost the Dolphins. But, I mean, that's not bad. Like, we still won, like, 3 in a row. So, yeah. And pretty much no matter what here, we get a good draft pick. Literally. If we lose, we get our picks better. If they lose, we get a better draft pick. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter here. But we do win, which makes us 7-5. And, of course, we're going against Dallas. Like, Dallas, they're probably about to win. I'm hoping it at least is somewhat close, but Dallas is going to beat us here, and that's not even a question. Nope, we beat them. I don't know how, but apparently we're just kicking some buttholes right now. Alright, So pretty much, if we win another game, if we win one game, and it gets, yeah, I guess like the Tennessee, like this game is not as important. I mean, it does decide where we're probably going to be if we win the division, but that's if we win the division. That's an if. Because if we do beat the Tennessee and Jacksonville, we're guaranteed to be in the postseason, because Indianapolis is probably not going to make it. So, yeah, we kind of need to beat Tennessee and Jacksonville. But besides that, I think it doesn't really matter quite as much. Okay, so we did lose to KC, as kind of expected. But to win the division, we just got to win this game. We have to win this game to keep our division hopes alive. And we lost. By a significant amount, too. But for some reason, it says that we're still winning the division. Which is interesting, but whatever. But anyway, we gotta go against Jacksonville. These are both must-win games for us and for them. So it's gonna be an enticing matchup. And we lost again. I mean, now we have to win this game. If we have even a smidge of a chance to make it to the postseason. A smidge. And we destroy the Colts. So we are hosting a playoff game as a 9-8 record. I'm a little shocked, but I'm also not shocked that we made it. 13th in offense with a respectable 18th on defense. So it seems like our team did turn around a lot during the beginning part of the season. But it kind of did collapse a little bit towards the end. I mean, we won like, what, 6 in a row or 4 in a row or something? And then we like collapsed and lost like 3 in a row. So Deshaun had a pretty good season, I guess. I mean, outside maybe he needed a little bit more touchdowns, I think. Dameon Pierce got over 1,000 yards. DeAndre Hopkins and Brandon Cooks went crazy. Even freaking Jordan Atkins is getting some freaking yards. Our O-line, respectable. Not allowing a single double digit. Well, anybody didn't get double digits. Our defense, kind of led by Akamitnamoba and Jadeveon Clowney in terms of sacks. J.J. Watt with 5. Don't know how, but he does. 3 interceptions for Jalen Petrie, Tyron Matthew, Desmond King, Steven Nelson, and then 1 for the other guys. So, I mean, I'm not expecting us to beat the Chiefs here. I mean, again, they have the best playbooks in the game, so probably about to lose here, but I think that's going to be fine as long as we just, like, wow, we actually beat the Chiefs. And now we're going to be going against the Ravens, so, which are the number 2 seed, who literally just kicked their butts from Pittsburgh. So, we're going against the Jets or the Broncos after this game. And I'm really hoping that we beat the Ravens, but I don't think that's going to happen. They just have such a more stacked team. Yeah, we lost. But it's not saying that the season was a total failure. I mean, we did make it to the postseason. We beat the Chiefs, and we barely lost to the Ravens. Even if they have yet to even win a division game in real life. And yet they still have yet to make a Super Bowl since they beat the Niners. The Broncos beat them. Alright, so did anybody make it to the Pro Bowl? Did anybody make it? That's my question. Okay. It's not looking promising right now. Yeah. Oh, never mind. Lamian Tunzel made it. He made it. But I don't think anybody else did, though. That stinks. Hey, at least the, 'Cause, uh, 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 just remade it, but nobody else made it, and yeah, so Lanier Tunzel is our only Pro Bowler. That's very interesting. So I'm assuming we aren't gonna win any rewards. I'm assuming, but oh, they even show you the yearly stuff. That's interesting. Okay. MVP goes to Jalen Hurts. Sean Watson didn't even make it. Defensive MVP is Joe Mixon. None of our players even made it as well. Defensive MVP was Paul Garrett. None of our players made it. I don't understand this. Oh, Pro Bowl. Huh, is that like an update or something? I don't know. I've never seen that before. But, hey, not a bad start to arguably a really interesting rebuild. I mean, did we kind of overachieved? Yeah, I think that is true. But, at the end, this is a still good team. So I'm just really hoping that this team can capitalize a very good offseason. Because, again, we were pretty close to making it to the conference championship. But, again, it's kind of our linebackers that are the issue here. It's really just the linebackers. That's kind of about it. I mean, again, there are still holes over the roster. Like, the O-line as a whole had some holes. We also kind of need another receiver. Um, we kind of need another nose tackle, corner. But that's kind of it. Like, it's mainly linebacker that is the biggest hole on this team. And one of the bigger reasons probably why we're not going to make it. Well, did it make it to the AFC Championship game? Because they just ran the ball in our gullets. Because the only one that could stop the run are Javon Clowney and J.J. Watt. So, moment of truth. Did we sign any big-time players? Not really. I mean, we did get Nate Davis. We got Desno Pearman. Those are both holes that we addressed. We did release players that are kind of just old, but not particularly good players. So, hey, I'm not going to complain. Now, for the moment of truth, how could we get the number 3rd overall pick? That is actually going to be very interesting. And remember, we still get Cleveland's pick next year, too. So, we might as well get a pretty good darn draft here. Like, imagine if we get a beast-looking defense with stars like J.J. Watt. I mean, like, big-time stars in the draft to help out at linebacker, maybe receiver or line. That would be really cool. I mean, D-line isn't our biggest need, or D-tackle, or corner. Really, like, it's kind of just linebacker and O-line, really. Receiver is, like, somewhat of a need, as well as tight end. I actually forgot about the position. You know, it's funny. All of our records are, like, good or mediocre. That's very interesting. Um, yeah, so we're about to just have the world's best pass rush. We got Patrick Robertson, Then we got Alex Morris, which I think made sense. Mattis Martels. Dylan Mitchell, who's going to be a solid right tackle. Aaron Rise, who more is just a backup. These are like, rest of the draft wasn't really that great. But we did get a nice solid first 3 rounds. Just Aaron Rise kind of ruined it. But we did get a really respectable draft. It's just, in my opinion, why are we wasting the 3rd pick on a D end? That's my problem. But overall, like, how good was this draft? Okay, so, yeah, it was not that good. And the best players are at positions that we didn't really need. Corey Thomas, though, was a guy we kind of needed, as well as Elliot Meadows. No. Yeah, but this wasn't a really beast draft class, it seemed like. So, I guess our draft was pretty good if I've seen the top players and stuff. But here's to take a look at our offense. Our offense looks completely different than it was before we even made all these adjustments. Sean Watson and DeAndre Hopkins, you know. But the question is what are we going to do with Tyrus Howard? Because we just drafted a rookie tackle. Wow. So he didn't even play during 2020, 2021, and then he allowed 8 sacks. Because his contract is about to expire. But it is 13.2. I know I have everything on auto and stuff, but I kind of want to trade Tyrus Howard. I mean, this is a perfect time. We could free up some cap space, number 1. 2, we could get something rather than nothing. And 3, it lets our rookie actually get some playing time. But none of these are particularly interesting. But Isaiah Rodgers is going to be a nice WR3. So I am going to consider that and taking him. And also it's a 2 overall boost. So, and he's actually younger too. So that's actually a big freaking steal in my book. It actually helps in terms of our offense. Defense, it's kind of the same, sort of. But the thing is what do I want to do with him? Because now we don't need him quite as much. Again, another trade I'm going to make because I just want my rookies to start and not be backups. Nothing enticing with these offers. Wow. Donald Smith in a 3rd and a 5th? I think I might have to accept that. That's just like a lot for, at best, a good player. Like, he's not going to perform as good as he was, so, hey, I'm not going to complain. I guess he is just going to be a backup for the rest of his career. AJ Crane, though. I think I'm going to just cut him. Yeah, I'm cutting him. 3.25 mil freed up. Yeah, that's going to make sense. But I like our team. I think our team is in depth, not the best, but our receiving core definitely is. And our defense still has a lot of holes all over. And Jonathan Greenland, I feel like we could get something. Like, we could get at least something for him. No. Yeah, sure. Just a backup running back, something we kind of needed. So, might as well. Because I'm just trying to make sure that everything is normal, as it really should be. Wait a minute. Oh. I forgot to... Dang it, dude. I forgot to get Tyrann Mathieu a contract. Why? Why did they not decide to sign him? I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What what team did he end up on? Imagine he ends up with the Chiefs. If he ends up with the Chiefs, that's going to be hilarious. I mean, I think that's definitely likely to happen, because I think they have cap space. And they actually signed him, funny enough, in real life when he got released. No, he went to the Eagles. The rivals of the Chiefs in that Super Bowl. I wonder where he is right now. Like, I think he's at free safety, right? Yeah, he's at free safety. Still at the Saints. I hope you go somewhere else when you're done with that contract. So, it's just my fault. Like, I was just such an idiot for doing something stupid like that. I'm assuming they signed him on, like, a big, long-term contract or something. I ain't gonna trade him, but I am gonna give them our first-round pick, because I want to give them at least something, because it's not fair that they spent all this money for absolutely no reason at all. Because, like, look at what they could have gotten if they just traded him. Like, look, yeah, Jamar Chase. That's a freaking a lot. Drake London, Tyrell G. These are some, like, beast freaking offers. So that's why I'm at least giving them a first round pick. Because it's not fair. It's, oh, that's there first. So that, and I'll give you a 7th. Yep, there you go. Trade accepted. It's just, like, it's not their fault. Like, it's just my fault for being an idiot. But, yeah, but they actually have a good team, though, so who knows? We might see them in the Super Bowl or something. But I don't know how we beat this team. Apparently we did. I know, like, they probably did stuff in the off season, but, like, I'm still shocked we somehow, like, beat this team. Is his contract still the same? I mean, his playbook still the same, or do I have to change it? I hope I don't have to change it. But, yeah, that was probably why our defense is like a 77. It's because, for some reason, Tyrann Mathieu was let go. I don't know how. Let me see his contract. Like, I'm going to adjust this. So, I am not about to be paying you that much money. Sorry. But I'll up your salary just a little. That's about it. I mean, bonus salary, but that's about it. So, yeah, I mean, I really think this team can make it pretty far. But the problem is, we also have this problem. But I think an easy solution is just move one of them outside linebacker. So, go to left. I want to see Christian Harris for a little bit, so I think it makes sense. But yeah, it's ridiculous how many receivers we have. Honestly. So, but our O-line, I'm really liking. I mean, Kenyon Green in real life sucks, but in this game, it's not that bad. Like, he's a decent starter, I guess at best in his rookie year, so yeah. So we're gonna just simulate to the postseason. There's no way we don't make it back to back. So we went slightly better than we did last year in 10-7, but we did not win the division. So that's a bit of a sad, but that's alright. Once again, we're 13th in offense with the 4th best defense. Okay then. Deshaun Watson had a more better year, but he threw a little more interceptions. Davian Pierce had an amazing season. He did had a little bit of a more down year. I think it's probably just because Ronald Jones is better than Rex Burkhead or whoever was our backup last year. Yeah, our receiving core still good. Brent Cooks didn't get over 1,000 yards, but such is life when you have Isaiah Hodgins still, well, a decent receiver. Our O-line, our tackle kind of let us down, but I mean, outside of, I guess, Hilarion Tunsil, no one allowed under 5 sacks, so it's not that bad. And then on defense, no one allowed a single double-digit sack. Dang. At least J.J. Watt got more sacks, but Javion Cloudy significantly got less. Our edge got 1.5. Not shabby. But I guess we were doing alright. One of our other draft picks even got an interception. That's funny. Alright. Can we please beat the Buffalo Bills? Like, I just want to say at least where we were last time. Which were not that. Well, I'm going to end the video here. Or live stream. Hope you guys enjoy. Bye!